Hello my friend, it is Cami from the channel Tidbits and Company. I actually just released a podcast all about how amazing seasonal living can be for a homemaker. So I thought it'd be fun to just share with you what seasonal living looks like for us in the summer. I feel like it has really been a summer to remember, just a lot of sweet memories. We haven't done anything big and special, but it's just been a joy to see what the kids get to do. It's been a joy to see what's been growing on our land. I just shared with you our lavender harvest video for this year, which was so rewarding and enjoyable and therapeutic. So it's just been a very beautiful summer. And I have just been trying to soak it in and enjoy every last bit of it. I feel, especially with our really long, hard winter, just these small moments of stillness and beauty has just been extra rewarding. Of course, I've been having fun in the kitchen. I'm still at it with my goal this year to only make homemade bread for my family, mostly sourdough. It's been so much fun, and I feel like I've really been able to refine my skills, come out with more successful loaves than failures, and just learn a ton. And with not much to do as far as schoolwork in the summer, I feel like the kids have been busy as well with their lemonade stands, helping on the farm. They've had the opportunity this year to help move pipe in the field above us, which has been a great experience for them. I don't know if they would say the same, but as a parent, you just love to teach your kids the value of hard work, and just taking part in kind of this country lifestyle definitely provides plenty of opportunities to do so. And it's really rewarding to see how it shapes your children. Of course, I have also been enjoying my own work in the yard and in the garden. We've had a great harvest of herbs and vegetables, and I feel like it's just beginning. I've been loving my little peppermint herb garden and have been making the most of it as much as I possibly can. I love to make mint sweet tea, and I also use lemon balm that we have growing in the garden for that, and basil. Those are my three favorite herbs to make some sweet tea, and I'll show you here how I do it. Of course, whenever I'm in the kitchen, there's always someone who wants to join in with me. But you wash the herbs and just put them in a big jar, and then pour hot water over those herbs. And you can let that sit for like 20 minutes, however long. Usually I forget about it and it sits for quite a bit longer. But that hot water will just pull out all the beautiful and yummy benefits of that herb. And then you can get ready to strain it. And then you can enjoy it. So in the summer, I like to make cold sweet tea, but in the winter, we enjoy this warm, pretty much the same method. But once those herbs have infused into your water, you just strain them out. And I actually do have a recipe on my blog if you need to refer back to this, step-by-step instructions on how to do it. So don't feel like you need to write all this down. Just head over to tidbitsandcompany.com and search up basil iced tea, I believe is what that post was. We like to sweeten it with just a bit of honey. You could also use maple syrup or any kind of sweetener that you like in there, but we of course love honey around here. And you put that honey in there after the water's kind of cool. You don't want it like super piping hot, because then it kills kind of the beneficial components of the honey. So wait till it's like room temperature, then put the honey in, then you can get it in the fridge and get it chilled, and it's just delicious. Now, we've had a lot of lettuce growing in our garden, but because July hit such hot temperatures, it started to bolt really quickly. So even though the plants weren't like in their full bloom, I decided to actually pull it all out of the ground and get it washed. I figured I could make it last longer in the fridge than it would sitting out in the garden and just all going to seed. So I pulled it all out, gave it a good wash, and then I'll tell you what I do to make it last a really long time in the fridge. We're talking weeks. I think I've even had it for like a month and it's still crispy and great. So you put it in a bowl of water and then just splash a little bit of distilled white vinegar in with it. And you let that sit for about 2 minutes. And that vinegar will actually kill any like potential mold spores and things like that would cause it to spoil faster than you might want. Now I like to put it in a salad spinner at this point and just get it as dry as possible, because you don't want to store your vegetables, especially lettuce, wet. That is what makes it go soggy and mushy and gross really fast. So the key is to get it as dry as possible. So after the salad spinner, I lay it out on towels, like probably for an hour or two, and just make sure it is super, super dry. And then I'll stick, if you have paper towels, I have these reusable paper towels from Force of Nature, which I love. And you put that at the bottom so it soaks up any potential moisture, and it's best to store it in glass. I don't know why, but the glass just makes it last longer. So if you have glass jars, definitely put it in there. And then I've read that the key is to use a metal lid, not a plastic lid. Not sure why, but these methods are just fail-proof. They'll make your produce last a really long time. Now, even though summer seasonal living sometimes looks like a lot of work in the kitchen, there's also a lot of play, and we have a couple of kids who just love baseball and softball, so that took a lot of our time. Our little guy just absolutely lives for it, and Kevin, of course, helped coach that team and helped coach my daughter's team, so he was quite busy this year with baseball. But another idea for you from the garden is to make pesto with basil. I love to use basil for pesto. Of course, if you have other herbs like spinach or dandelion leaves, lots of herbs can be used to make pesto. And I have a recipe on the blog for this as well. You can head over and check it out, but it's just one of our summer favorites. For all of us, it just tastes like summer. So keeping care of my herb garden is always just a highlight of summer, and it makes it just feel so fresh, and there's so many things you can do with an herb garden. I do believe the animals on the farm love summer just as much as we do, with all the fresh bugs they get to peck at and the occasional sneak into our garden. But we do have quite a bit of chickens this year. My daughter is trying to raise them to sell laying hens, so we'll see how that goes. But the girls and I also got to take part in a girls' camp this summer, which was so much fun. We just love our area and our church and these opportunities it provides for the youth, and I love serving and being a part of the Young Women's program. My girls also, the older ones, got to go on like a Pioneer Trek reenactment kind of thing for a few days, where they actually pulled wagons across the plains and kind of got to have a taste of what it was like to be a pioneer traveling out west. Really a great experience for them. Now, we have reached really hot days, and this has actually brought Mr. Tidbits inside to work on some of the projects that we've had on our list. One of them is we needed to kind of refinish and do some work on our countertops. But I am going to hold off on telling you exactly what we did. I want to share that in a video and tell you more of why we ended up doing that. But so while Kevin's working inside on the house projects this summer, we also get plenty of outside time. The kids love being out riding bikes, and I think it's very therapeutic to go out to the garden. We've had a full production of green beans this year, and they turned out so good. Some years they've been really stringy, but the bush plant variety we did this year was delicious. So we have had beans and peas coming out our ears, and it has been amazing. This was my first year planting calendula, and I have really enjoyed picking those, and then I have a lot of great plans what to do with the harvest. And what I'm learning, calendula is a great herb for skincare and things, so I knew right away that I would want to make like a salve. And so to do that, you want to infuse the calendula in an oil, and I like to use sweet almond oil. It's not a really greasy oil, so it works great if you're going to use it for soaps or face wash. So I am just filling my dried calendula up in a jar and then topping it off with the sweet almond oil. Now this is exactly what I did with my dandelion salve, and I have the dandelion salve recipe on my blog as well, which you can look at. But this is the exact same process, and it has to infuse for like 2 months, I believe it is. So this will take a while to get this oil infused, but at that point, then I'll start making maybe some salves or soaps or creams. Lots of good stuff that I'm learning at the Herbal Academy in my botanical skincare course. And like I talked about on my last podcast, this summer has also brought the passing of my angel grandmother. So we have gotten lots of family time. Wasn't she just absolutely beautiful? She made it to 92 and lived a great life, but we will miss her dearly. We have loved the rainstorms that have come through this summer. It has just been absolutely amazing the amount of moisture we've gotten, and what a blessing. So many rainstorms. We love sitting out on the porch and watching the thunderstorms roll by. It's been just magical. And really, we just need this so much. So we're just extremely grateful for every little bit of moisture that we get around here. Now we have the county fair coming up, and all 4 of our kids got to do goats this year. My little guy is finally old enough to do it, so they are gearing up to show their goats. This takes a lot of work on their part and Mr. Tidbit's part. I kind of keep out of it. I don't think the fair is really my thing, but the family loves these goats. I think it's a great opportunity for them to learn how to care for things. It brings in a good chunk of money for them to save up for their future. So we really, really love the county fair time and all the livestock auctions, and that will be most of our life next week. So kids are super excited for that. Summer always brings a lot of front porch sitting for us. I mean, how could you not want to come out here with views like we have? We just feel so blessed. We love just being together, chatting on the porch, even though it's not finished yet. I know you guys have heard me talking about this porch project for a long time. In fact, this morning, Kevin finally went and got a lot of wood. So it is going to start, and I am so excited. But we have also been gearing up to do 2 rock retaining walls here in the front. Then we also have a really long one to do in the back. So we've been working with landscape companies and just trying to gear up for all of this. And then Kevin will be working this week on building out the ceiling on our porch, the beams, the posts, but I still can't resist kind of trying to spruce it up for us and make it somewhat beautiful. And of course, with July rolling around, there's plenty of opportunities to bring out some patriotic decor. We loved celebrating the 4th of July with our family. And in Utah, we actually have the 24th of July, which is a celebration of the pioneers coming here to Utah. So July is a very patriotic month for us, and we love every second of it, all the barbecues and family time and celebrations. It's really been quite enjoyable. Now, I don't decorate a ton for the 4th of July, but I do like to pull out a few simple things just to make it feel patriotic. Just a couple of flags and maybe a flag garland is about all I did this year, but it still brought a special feel to the home and helped us to reflect on how grateful we are to live in this beautiful country, where we just feel an abundance of the Lord's blessings all around us. Even though there are always projects and things for us to do and work on, we feel extremely grateful for the opportunity we have to just build a home, to improve it, to work on it slowly but surely. I actually wanted to change the color on these garage doors. I feel like the blue was too light, so we actually color matched the tin roofing on our house. And we're doing that for all the doors and the garage doors, and I really like how it turned out. I feel like it's a much better color. It doesn't wash out as much, but anyway, we're just grateful for all of our many blessings here and living here. And there's nothing like summer to just make you feel the abundance of these blessings and gratitude for everything that the earth provides and the Lord provides for us and all the beauty that is around us. And if you haven't had an opportunity to listen to my last podcast on seasonal living, I hope you get a chance to do so. I actually pulled some quotes from Anne of Green Gables. It's something I've been reading this summer and really enjoying it. And I think Anne does the best job at helping us appreciate the beauty of each season and to really enjoy what we have. And so I had a lot of fun creating that podcast for you. Hope you'll go check it out. You can watch the podcast episodes on my channel or on your favorite podcast platform. If you just search Keeper of the Home Podcast, it should be there. Anyway, I really appreciate you joining me today for a little seasonal living inspiration. I hope it's inspired you to enjoy the season that we're currently in and to see the beauty around you. Thanks so much for following along, and I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.